Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's once again time to check out what the Nomad lad is up to. The best in-show wormhole masterclass that is a Nomad's Tale. Let's see what Cloaked has for us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what he has. Once again, make sure you like and sub to Cloaked. We're going to link this video to you now. And also, make sure that you check out this in our YouTube description. Let's see, we're midway through day 12. Let's see what Cloaked has for us. Let's check it out.
For anybody watching this that knows how wormholes work, this is probably painful, but for those of us that are still learning, it's really kind of cool that you can analyze the graphics themselves and know everything about it without even having to show info. Okay, now this is cool. We've actually run across a couple of guys rolling a wormhole.
I'm going to stick to this view, I think, because you can see, if he's in this big space view, you can see it better. And if he kind of goes to Excel sheets, then I'll go to the other view. So what is wormhole rolling? Wormholes collapse after a certain amount of time. So what happens is people will get big battleships and they will go towards a wormhole with the intent of collapsing it. Why? Because there's a lot of loot locked behind wormholes. So if what's behind this wormhole is these guys' homes, they will go back and forth, in and out of these wormholes until it collapses with large mass. Typically it's like a Dominix or like a Megathron with a bunch of, you can increase the mass of your ship by putting bulkheads on them, for example. You can do that, and that's what that is. They roll wormholes to get rid of them. You can also roll a wormhole to try to get a different spawn to see what else is on the other side of another wormhole if you're hunting for more loot for more people. So that's what wormholing is.
So what we're gonna do is just watch it. We'll see what kind of combat ships they bring through here, and if it's, you know, if just one guy shows up, we'll probably try to fight him with the Loki. But
nice.
I did see 2 battleships, so whether or not that's one guy or not, we don't know, but we might be taking a losing battle here.
So he's in a probe.
Okay, so they haven't come back through. We're gonna go ahead and poke our heads in there.
Okay. He's gonna go through the wormhole where he sees,
or if they're sitting there with a bunch of bubbles, or who the hell knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna go to the other side and see what's on the other side.
Where's our citadels at?
Okay.
You don't have any? Ah, there it is. Where are you guys? 4 people.
Found a corp.
Is that where they ran from me?
Living in a wormhole.
Let's go say hi.
So small corps seem to be one of these 3 things. A holding corp for a real PvP group. Solo players alt corp, a small crabbing corp. This is important to understand how he did this. He found a station in space. He was looking around, found it, right-clicked it, checked out the corp that owned it, went to attributes, saw how many people were in the corp, saw it was like 4 people. So he's sitting there thinking, all right, either this is a bunch of players like Crabbing Corp, meaning they live in wormholes, Crabbing is doing PvE. Or it's a solo player with a bunch of alts. Both typically do the same thing because these are basically the same thing. The difference is this is one guy and this is like 4 dudes, okay? Or, and this is the problem, it could be a holding corp for a real PvP group that own that wormhole, that are just there to give the appearance of it's a small corp, but when in fact, it is like in it, like owns, or like goons or something, owns the wormhole, and they're trying to be stealthy about who they are. So is it nobody or is it the biggest somebody? We'll have to see.
Like I'm sitting there talking shit about 4 people when I'm just a solo guy, right? So hypocritical, it's amazing. All right, so there's one guy in the station. They have a fucking moon mining operation. Amazing.
Nice. In the wormhole.
So I saw at least 2 guys in space, which means that one of them's out there. And I'm just going to take a goosey gander and just assume that he's watching that hole.
Yeah, so he's in a probe. Switch to Loki. 10 minutes later. He's a cheetah, excuse me.
I should see it if they start to roll it and get back through. I should probably get combat probes out over here. All right, we're going to pull the probes out over here. Hide them.
So he's saying interaction time. He's saying this. I love that he includes this actually, because he's showing like it's been 20 minutes and he's basically been gathering intel, hunting around. He switched back ships. A lot of stuff in Eve is slow until it isn't. Finding the right opportunity is worth the time, because if he does this right, he could get battleship kills and could get a ton of loot from those battleships. Typically the rolled battleships aren't super expensive, but comparatively to other things, it's still more money. And hey, sometimes you got to do something different to kind of change it up. And he's hunting him down in his T3 Loki, his strategic cruiser. Okay. I'm currently in the wormhole right now, hunting tasty loots. Chris, God bless your loot, my friend. Yes, sir. Okay. Uncloaks, drops the combats.
The cloak.
So what he did, he's in, this is really cool actually. He's in their wormhole. All right. He uncloaks and then he launches the combat probes. But this is their system. This is where, and this is another area where there's a lot of Celestials. And that's where he is. Instead of putting the combat probes encompassing this and letting them be descanned, he puts the combat probes over yonder. So that way they're on grid, but hard for people to descan down. Notice this is the, is he at 14 AU? This bubble is at 14 AU. So assume that this is kind of like the range that's going to get phallic. So we're just going to not do that. Thank you. This is the range of his descan, which means it's the range of everybody's descan. So no matter what I do, it's sexual. The point is that he moved his combat probes off to the side to make them harder to detect because you can't launch them when you're cloaked. He had to uncloak. It's a little hard to see because the YouTube button right here, right? But now that they're out, he can move them on a whim and try to lock something down. Very, very cool. Okay.
The cloak. We're back.
Nice. 30 minutes.
I guess I'm just confused because... Oh, look at that.
Abaddon. It's been 30 minutes.
I have his Abaddon fit. This is the thing I thought I could maybe try to take, but he's warp core stabilized. So we're going to try to tackle him anyway.
Okay, so he says, I have the Abaddon fit. That means he's gone to Z-Kill, found the Corp, found the people, found this person. They've died in this Abaddon before. He has that Abaddon fit and sees that they have a warp core stab, so he can't just lock it down necessarily. So,
and see if...
Glad you're liking it, Brad. Thank you for that. Welcome in. Let's get some 07s for Brad chat. New bro to Eve. 07s for the new bros. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's warping. It was safe.
What the fuck is that? Oh, that's another wormhole?
Correct. Yep, he's on D. Let me move. Okay, he's looking here for his D scan. Okay. Found it. Another wormhole.
Well, let's just warp there.
Okay.
See what happens.
Yep. This is important. He was saying like, look, I didn't scan everything down. I was just kind of hoping I would catch them. The dude was able to warp to Celestials.
Went through here? Interesting.
Really? How much longer does the hole have left? Is it less than an hour? Because it's unstable, because it's kind of pulsing, right? It's near the end of its life, and its mass has been significantly reduced, right? So that means it's like less than an hour, I think. Is that what it is?
Very interesting. Is this also EOL? Totally is.
Yeah, end of life. See? There you go.
We are pretty much in the position where if we see a splash, we're probably going to...
Less than 4? Okay.
But we're going to pay attention to the splashes because if there's multiple of them, then we'll know right off the bat more people came through.
An hour. My man's dedicated. You might look at this and say, why do all this? One of the things that you have to understand about Eve is that time needs to be on your side. This dude in the Abaddon might have caught a whiff of Chlorokin's stuff. You might have seen him on Cloak. You might have seen a combat probe. But it's been an hour. So in his mind, he's thinking, other guy's thinking, you know.
I mean, I saw a Loki on D, but that was an hour ago. It's probably gone.
When I tell you, we say you are never safe in Eve. This is why. My man's just sitting cloaked up in a Loki on a daggum wormhole hunting one Abaddon. This is what I'm talking about. So 3 weeks in a recon mission, Moshpit. God bless her. That's crazy. That's why you got to be careful. That's why you got to fly with buddies. And that's why you got to be ready to fight at any time.
I'm going to bail because it's not even like I have a good chance of stopping it if it's here. I don't know if I can kill it. I don't know if it has a warp core stabilizer. And I don't know what he's doing out there. So we're going to bail.
If he decides to bail,
that's okay.
Been an hour. Fair enough.
So I stumbled upon this system with 20 signatures. A little gas farming.
Nice.
And quite frankly, made a fair amount of cash off of it.
Well done.
The Eve appraisal.
Some people were talking about, hey, Eve appraisal is dead. What do we do instead? There's a couple websites. I've seen a lot of them. I'm not sure which one exactly I can feature because Eve appraisal is no longer a thing. I'll find it for our next react and I will talk about it, okay?
Look at what we did.
Janice is good. Oh yeah, she's Louise. I've been using Janice forever. I always like to like wait a sec and like, hey, why don't I just hold for a little bit? So Janice, it's right here. You can go to, just type in Janice Eve Appraiser, Space Junk Worth Evaluator. You copy and paste it, show me the split, hit me with media, and it shows it for you. There it is, boom. Goon appraisals, fair.
Extensive. Yeah. Look at all these ninja notes.
Nice.
We ninja'd 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Sheesh.
9, 10, 11 sites. We also did like half of this. Probably less than half. Probably a quarter.
Tons. 400 million-esque.
Today is day 13. And I have found a ton of people inside of this class 3.
It's all right.
So we're going to go in there.
I just responded to him. Sorry for the login sound. So the last day he ended by, he was hunting someone down. He didn't find anybody. He didn't find the Abaddon. But he was sniffing some gas. That's right, Mosh. But he was getting all that gas. He made about 400 million-esque. So one of the important things about multi-boxing, and why I say the best way to play Eve is with as a working adult, is 2 accounts. Is because while his Loki was doing stuff, his prospect was huffing gas. Making money. Having 2 accounts. Going from zero to 1 account, you're now playing Eve. Welcome in. It's the best MMO ever made, I think. Not a joke. Going from 1 to 2 accounts, the power spike you get is honestly immeasurable. Going from 2 to 3 accounts, you don't really notice the power spike. Going from 3 to 4 accounts, it's even less. There's a big diminishing return on like number of accounts. Like if you go up, it goes up and then it quickly flatlines. Okay, so like this is like 1 account, this is 2 accounts, and this is 3 accounts. You see what I'm saying? You get way less power the more accounts you get. It just keeps flatlining and you basically don't get... You can have 15 accounts and you can pay a bunch of money, but the power spike you get is really just like more damage. Oh well, you know, versus 1 to 2 accounts, you could be hunting a Loki for an hour. Meanwhile, your prospect, your alt is off huffing gas, making you 400 million-esque. Yes, please. That's the way.
Let's see if we can say hi.
That's true, Dega. That's true. If you want to understand how to do your alts and train it correctly, we have an alt training guide over on YouTube that I use to make 30 LSIs a month, and I use to have PI on 30 characters that are paid for by the ISK they make. Yes, I don't pay money for those. Check out that guy. What's up, crewmate?
All right, let's get off this wormhole.
So he's D-scanning.
Start.
Hoveter,
Where the hell these
Porpoise,
guys are.
Rattlesnake here.
There's a lot of ships there somewhere.
The vertical, it's hard to say. I know.
Porpoise, man, really badly.
Yeah, dude. We want that porp. We all do.
I think they're in one of these SIGs here. Yeah, they're definitely around there.
Nice.
Right around that Celestial. There's a good chance he's not going to let us do this.
So he's D-scanning, warped away to deploy the probes. So he thinks he's found the porpoise. So just like in the last wormhole, he thinks the porpoise is like here-ish. So he warped over here to launch his combat probes. So he's off of D-scan from the porpoise. And he moves the combat probes way over here so the porpoise can't scan him down. I hope you have, if nothing else, understood that is how you effectively go fishing in Eve. You don't go to where the fish are and announce you're there. You go to where the fish, you kind of see, you scanned out, there's some fish over there. You go to a separate area of the ocean, then launch your scuba divers with spearfishers and then slowly go back. You work your way there. Don't spook the fish, chat. Don't spook the fish.
I need to one-shot this.
Well done, Dreadlock.
If you want to have any
Well done.
chance at all.
Well done.
So.
Okay.
Within 5.
Porpoise gone.
He's within 4.
Still scanning.
He's within 3. He's within 2. He's within 2. 3.
Within 3. Oh, let me show you.
Let's go 2.5.
He's messing with the within 2s, within 3s. That's right here. Okay.
See if we can get this angle.
Move it here.
Okay.
Really D-scanning.
Ah, I found him. Holy
Found
crap,
him.
look at that.
Try to focus on where he is. This is important because he's not launching his combat probes until he knows where the porpoise is. Because if there's a chance that if he 2 cycles this scan, the porpoise warps out. But if he uses D-scan to find the approximate location of the porpoise and then combat probes, you maximize your chance you're going to catch the nerd and take him out. This is the way.
And they're right at 3. They're right on the tip of that.
Okay.
All right, let's try it.
Hit it.
Let's see what happens, lads. I think I fucked up because you're not supposed to warp the gas sites to 0, but
True.
I'm going to try it anyway.
Try it anyway. Here he comes in. Gas sites might
That
uncloak him.
porpoise will be close. I think I blew it, though, by warping to 0.
There he is.
Yeah, I totally blew it.
He did blow it, though.
I don't think decloak me. Don't decloak me.
Gonna decloak him? How lucky are you, dude? Okay, so gas sites, Cloak, you absolute. Not only was there a massive gas cloud all over the place, but there's little wrecks right here at 0. Literal loot gods stopped him from getting decloaked, okay? Because gas sites typically at 0 have a big gas cloud. This gas cloud looks this big. Typically, it's actually something like this as far as the collidable is concerned. And if you're within 2, it decloaks you. There's the porpoise with Venture Porpoise. That's a, come on, if you're gonna have a porpoise, at least get endurances and at least have Mackinaws, or sorry, retrievers. That's it, thank you. That's the one. Bit of a waste if you have ventures with a porpoise.
50 at about a 45-degree angle, so if we go here.
You got it, Dego. You got it.
There's nothing to bookmark there, right?
Nothing to bookmark, nope. He's still cloaked.
Oh my god, they're at 0 on it. They're literally at 0 on that thing, not moving.
So he's gonna try to go back to the cloud and warp to it at 0 that he just bookmarked. He couldn't get that bookmark until he went to the site. So notice the order of operations here. First, he's de-scanned the ships. He knows where they are, okay? Second, he's gonna one-tap combat probes. Okay, I'm trying to draw with my mouse here. All right. Third, he has gone to the site and he's got an on-site bookmark that is even closer to where they are. So all of this is like, he thinks they're here, he knows they're here. He's just zeroing in so he can warp to them as close as possible to try to take them out. So if you're ever wondering, you know, how the heck did that T3 cruiser warp onto me like that? This is how.
Let's go.
Really good showcase. I hope he gets them. I don't remember this. Okay. But in Anoikis, tell me he gets it. There's a rattle on D as well. Freaking. A rattle would be trouble. Okay. Like the Prophet Taylor Swift says. I don't want to get demonetized, y'all. So yelling incoming, a headphone warning, chat. Oh, he's fine.
No way did he warp off.
They left?
No way.
Sucks. Blows. They left. Sucks. A bit later.
Look on this guy.
Tracked him down. Moving battleships and battlecruisers around. Okay. Procs are pretty great. I recommend them in wormholes for sure.
Animal.
So, spooked him and warped him somehow.
What are they doing?
We got a Praxis and a Drake.
A bunch of hams on it.
Checking the fit on the Drake. Slow boating. Drake is 55 away. Nothing else on D. Nothing. Drake is going to be a tough nut to crack.
It does have a disruptor on it, though. That's spooky.
Okay. He needs to get... This is his distance. He's slow boating to the Drake. So he's here. And he's just like very slowly going towards the Drake. That's right here. And he needs to be within like 16. If he wants to overheat his scram, he needs to be maybe within 20. If it's, I don't know if it's a disruptor or if it's a scram. It's a long ways to go. Minutes pass by before he's going to get there.
Means I wouldn't be able to get away, would I?
Nope. Splash on Wormhole.
Who came through here?
Yep. Wormhole splashed. What do we got?
The porpoise, man.
The porpoise was never seen again. Another Praxis. So we're seeing a Praxis because the Praxis is definitely what they're using to roll the hole. Praxis is very common for this. So, extremely. Yes, a Will Dread, for sure. Drake swerved off right behind the edge of my engage range. Yep, sucks.
Okay.
They went to a station. He's warping within 10 just to see. Okay. No, there's another wormhole. So this Drake is just sitting there protecting the Praxis, perhaps. Okay. He goes in. Shrunken but not crit. He's thinking, can I follow them through the hole? Because the hole ever shrinks and the Praxis is there to roll it. Really good stuff.
We go in and risk showing the splash.
You are watching.
We wait.
You are watching a hunter POV.
See if we can isolate those ships.
I hope you're learning how this goes.
Otherwise, we go in and try to find the porpoise.
So you can play around it. So he goes in.
Praxis. Look at that.
Splash. There's the Praxis on D.
That's near me. Okay.
There he is. Now the
I'm
Praxis...
not sure what to do here. However, I am going to go in here.
Now the Praxis is so close to the wormhole, he doesn't know what to do. Because if he engages the Praxis can just click jump through the wormhole. And now he has to jump. The jig is up. The moment he reveals himself one time, that's it. You have to plan it. Chat, we talk about this all the time. EVE is a game about patience, precision, and planning. And that's what you get here at the Loru Gaming Channel, baby. Let's talk about it.
If I could find Drake or a porpoise
Success.
or a barge, peck it off. Try to.
Do it, lady. Anybody? Anybody? You'll see. Those that know. Okay. Wormhole splashed. He's stopping. He's stopping.
Oh my God, turn around. Oh my God, turn around. Stop moving.
He's trying to enter the wormhole. He's clicking enter wormhole, and then someone comes from the wormhole. He's like, oh my God, stop. It's a typhoon. Battleship.
Oh my God, stop.
Literally shrank, actually.
They're rolling it. They're literally rolling it.
They're literally rolling it. You're going to take out the
When
typhoon,
he
bro.
pops through again, I'm going to just try to shoot him and see if he's tanked.
Yes. Yes. Here we go. He jumps. It did not. Let's see it.
Didn't pop it. Oh, I totally did. No.
Sucks. So he's trying to wait for the opportune moment, and they roll. You watched a wormhole being rolled. That's what happens. It just shrinks out of existence. He didn't get the PvP. They probably had no idea that he was there.
Well, we were a bit behind the ball in that one.
Every single time I'm in wormhole space, I think about the fact that if my ship, if this is my venture, you know, just like big chillin', this is going to look sexual. Everything looks sexual today. What the heck? If this is my venture and there's a big wormhole and I'm just kind of like, all right, I think I'm going to go through. I think about this video. And I think about how there's probably right now, as I think about things, a very invisible T3 Loki just waiting for me to do something dumb. You know what I mean? I think about this all the time. I hope you will too, because it pays to be prepared in EVE Online, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, are we making some ISK, I tell you.
I think they may have noticed me.
They might have. They also might have just had no idea.
So I just learned the hard way that if you right-click a stack of containers
repackage
and launch for self, it does indeed launch all of the containers, not just one of them.
Yep.
So we are now going to go repackage these containers in low sec.
Gotcha. So he didn't want to. He didn't want to package them. Gotcha. Okay.
You might be asking yourself, why do you have a bunch of containers?
I am asking that, Cloaked.
Is organizing loot in a POS, much less an Orca, is quite a challenge because you can't just create containers and have your alts freely access them. So what I have tried to do is get a bunch of regular containers and make them special purpose, like blockade runner. Or
so you can't. So what these are, we use these all the freaking time, y'all. Okay, so let me go to my my Occator here. I think I have this Occator here. So in my Occator, what I typically do, this is my Highsec hauling Occator. We feature this in our, see, we have a ton of, our fleet hangar is at 62 because I'm at transport ships 5, right? But then in our main cargo, we only have 44,000 M3, 39. What I do is I have these medium standard containers and a small standard container that gives us more space. And we talk about these all the time. What these are is they take up 325 M3, but they give you 390 M3. So they give you more than they take up. So you gain 65 M3 plus. Not a lot, but it also helps to organize because as you can see, you can right click them and set name and you can do like whatever the heck you want to do. So you see us use these all the time when we're doing our Abyss streams for loot, for all this other stuff. And this is a medium standard container. These are cheap. The medium ones are like, I think 30,000 ISK, 48,000 ISK. The small standard containers, I do believe, are like 10,000 ISK. They're like really, really cheap. The problem is you have to assemble them in a station. You can't assemble them. You're welcome. You're welcome, Plasma. You can't assemble them in his Orca. You can put them into your Orca and your other ship after you assemble them in station. So I'm in jitter right now. I have a station container here as well. This works the same. Let's use the medium one because it works the same way for those. Right click, assemble. You can see it's right here. Okay. Now if I, stop that. Now if I set name, now this is the new container, asd. Okay. So that's how you do it. That's the way to do these things. So that's how to use these standard containers. And that's why it sucks that he was like, oh, I didn't want to activate all these because he, wanted to do them elsewhere. So
selling box or something for
oh, excuse me. He did assemble them in the Orca on accident. So you can do it in Orca? Maybe it have to be in a POS or something. If I'm wrong, comments correct me. Then he went to Highsec to repackage. Gotcha. So you have to be in Highsec to repackage them. Okay.
So what happens is if I go to the Loki and I look at this box, we can't access it. And so this is a major problem I'm dealing with. Now, my solution is to simply take this, bring it to my cargo hold, and launch it.
Wait.
Now, the Loki can access this.
You can launch them into space?
Can access this, and you can refit on the Orca. And then when you're done,
you can take those containers and launch them into space? I can right click this and launch it into space. There is Ultimech. You can choose what you want. I can't, I'm in station right now, but I had no idea. Thank you, Cloaked. Didn't know that. There's always something more to learn in EVE Online.
done, the Orca scoops it to the cargo hold, puts it back in the fleet hangar.
Sick. Well done.
I mean, the hauler, which is also the Orca, can access these containers, so I can actually go on my blockade runner and then access these containers and see what's inside of them and pull loot out. However, it's really not ideal, I'm not going to lie. So
can I just think about this alternatively? You could just have your Loki drop stuff into the Orca's fleet hangar, alt tab to the Orca, on the Orca, drag it into the container.
you
could also do that.
What's inside of them and
Yeah, press 1 if you didn't know these things. Press 1 if you had no idea that this was a thing. I'm literally typing 1 myself. I didn't know.
It's really not ideal.
I'm not
going to lie. So
deployable.
but I haven't found a better way. So hopefully I discover one at some point. But for now, we are jettisoning cans and keeping things organized that way because we simply cannot have everything in this container. The main container. It's just too hectic. So
there you go, champ. Good job, Cloaked, teaching us something.
As we roll into perimeter here,
careful.
I want to touch real quick on another part of gas we haven't shown anything about. So we know in Anoikis we harvest the gas, bring it to the Orca, and then compress it. What we haven't shown is
selling
what to do with this compressed gas, right?
Yes.
We haven't shown that. So let's show you how to work with that right now. So what you do with it is you bring it to perimeter or any system that you want that has a Tatara in it.
It is,
like
yes.
Perimeter, Trying to Sajita seems good, right? You bring the gas here. Then, because they have a certain module equipped, which I don't think we can view because we don't own the Citadel.
Right.
I think it's just a refinery or something. We can actually decompress it, just like we compressed it, same exact interface. So you'll notice, though, that we don't actually get back 100% of the gas. So that's what they...
I can tell you nowadays, I don't know if it's even worth it to sell decompressed gas. I don't even think it's worth it because I've been selling just compressed gas as it is, and it really doesn't matter. Like here's C29. One of these is 14, let's call it a 1566 ISK. Compressed is 1548. You're missing out on hundreds of ISK. Now, this video we're watching is a couple years ago. Maybe back then it was better. Nowadays, just sell the compressed gas. This is good to know that you can uncompress gas. That's interesting. Nowadays, it's not really worth it. This was a couple years ago.
Referred to as lossy. So we're going to jump into Jitta.
Jump into Jitta, bro.
Our blockade runner, having left.
Bro's got the first person mode.
Gas inside of that Citadel.
Yep.
Pop through to Jitta.
Love it.
Now, don't touch your mouse, don't touch your keyboard. We're going to have a little chat. So this gate right now...
Listen to the man.
But usually this gate is not empty. Usually there is a tornado and a thrasher here. And other ships. Those ships are designed to kill you, specifically tornadoes. So when you're in Highsec, always make sure you use your cloak on your blockade runner.
Every time.
Because even though we have 28,000 EHP with
Doesn't
Nomads
matter.
active, our tornado can do, I think it's 12 to 14k at the very most. So we could conceivably get 3-shot by 3 tornadoes. So if we're not paying attention, we warp in and try to warp off without cloaking, we could die. Okay, so let's park the blockade runner.
We talk about this all the time, and he's totally right. The two most common places to die when you're hauling is as you're warping off the gate and as you're landing. If this is the station, okay, if this is the station and this is the warp gate, I just can't stop drawing sexual things today. And this is the warp gate. You spawn here. And what happens is typically there's a larger ship literally trying to AFK gank stuff. You know, Mrs. Lorimer, welcome. And everybody say, 07 to my wife is literally in chat. It's fantastic. And this person wants to poke you, wants to kill you and take your stuff. So on a blockade runner, I didn't think this needs to be said, but even if you're in Highsec, use your covert ops cloak on every single gate, because it's just an expensive ship. People will literally go after blockade runners because they're just there. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to have a bookmark point ready to go at the insta-dock point, because a station has an invisible bubble around it that anything inside of this bubble is going to be, if you warp and you land here, you have to take precious seconds to dock and you could be killed. But if you have an insta-dock point and you warp to that insta-dock point, you will dock every single time. We talk about this in all of our hauling videos. It's just some of those basic Eve flying mechanics things that you learn as you go about. When I tell you I flew for years without doing these things, and once you do, I have not died of my blockade runner to players in literal years because of this.
We're gonna switch ships.
And I've never been killed in a freighter, ever.
2. Bustard.
Bustard.
Something like this.
Y'all remember the difference? Bustard is the tankier one that holds more. The blockade runner is the slippery one that can cloak. Covert cloak.
Large shield extender and a bunch of activatables, which puts us at about 100.
Nice.
123,000 health,
Well
which for Highsec purposes is pretty good.
It's great.
But obviously not foolproof. You can get these up to like 1,000,000 HP, but we're not going to bling it out that much because
You used to be able to.
we rely on other tricks to not make ourselves vulnerable for ganks. So immediately
Something that I'll show you. I don't have a bustard fit here, but I'll show you my Highsec torrent fit because we do a lot of PI hauling. That's the difference. The torrent is the Highsec blockade runner. This ship has 182,000 EHP unheated, and heated 261,000 EHP. This is a small freighter. Freighters get around that much. They typically are like 300K. Enjoy this fit. Check it out. It's gross, and it absolutely is only for Highsec. Okay, why the NOS? I had a spare high slot. Whatever the heck, you know. This is literally buffer fit. It is not micro warp drive cloak trick. It is one pulse afterburner tricked with a prototype cloak just to go to a safe in case we need it. Use this fit, 3 large compacts and 2 multi-spectrums. And look, it's only 400 million ISK. That's not a lot for this kind of thing. So the torrent is the there's the DST, excuse me. Thank you, Mephisto. The torrent is the deep space transport. The deluge is the blockade runner. God, these names, chat. There's too many words in Eva Online.
bookmark if you have them.
Use those.
Or
Enjoy it.
one of these other slashers in line with your cursor. Okay, so we're undocked.
That's correct, Nil.
Up to perimeter.
Correct.
And then we're going to go back to that Tatara. Now, this is how I do it. I highly recommend you use the micro cloak trick whenever you jump off a Stargate with a DST.
Watch this.
Even in Highsec, even in 1.0. The reason is it's free practice. So align, cloak micro. Make sure your target.
Okay. Align is number 1. You press align to whatever you're trying to align to. In this case, you're trying to align to the station. Number 2 is the micro warp drive. Number 3 is the cloak. You're going to 1 pulse the micro warp drive. Once this is done, you press warp. He's gonna talk about it. You press warp. What this does is it means that you will be able to get to warp speed within 1 cycle of the cloak and micro warp drive. So you'll be invisible while you spool to warp, and then you'll insta warp the moment you come out of cloak. You're basically intargetable if you do it right. As always, you are never safe in Eve, and there is ways to counter this. Okay, so as always.
Now we're going to spam dock. Go ahead and turn the cloak off now. And we should be off to warp in a second here. So our skills are bad. I think we can improve that with a couple more levels of spaceship command and all that shit.
Yes. Yes.
Always use your micro cloak trick.
He still did it right.
Buster or DST. Because if a competent group scouts you and somehow knows you're doing this, they can kill you if they want to.
They
anywhere
can.
in the game, and it's best you remember that.
Wow.
So let's fill up.
Didn't even fit his fleet hanger. So he's doing a lot of hauling where he's taking all this compressed gas. He dropped it off in a NPC station. He took from a wormhole to a station. Okay, so he went from a wormhole to a station. He took the compressed gas from a station to another station to get his Occator, to get his Bustard, his big ship. He came back. He got the gas. He went back again to sell stuff. This is not necessarily bad. What I'm trying to show you is he's being overly cautious, which is good. He's trying to secure his loot. But nowadays, you don't have to take the uncompressed gas. This is actually why I'm glad that this is happening. That you don't need to do that.
Two trips, right? You can do this in 2 trips.
What are my earphones? Let me get you the link, Slow Will. I can get you the link.
Half of the value per.
They're Kiwis.
Let's just do like this. And some might say I'm being overly cautious. Some might not. Who knows?
I think I just said that. He is being overly cautious. Never a bad thing in Eve. Never a bad thing.
We'll come back and get the rest later. That way, if we one up,
yes,
we're all good, man. Okay, line it up. Make sure we're at the right thing. Go through to Jitta.
Warp drive active.
Selling the goodies. It's not about to get up to speed. It's the overspeed from the warp that you need. That's very true. Yes.
On the
correct.
other side.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
good job, Memphis.
unless you're very new, you're gonna know about this trick. This is how you move big ships around. You do it.
Never been ganked. Any close
I cannot
calls?
stress how important it is to do it. I mean, in low stack, it's a no-brainer, but even in high stack, you have to do this. With the Orca, you'd be doing this the entire way. No question.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%. I use my tugboat, my webbing fits to insta warp the Orca. Not a joke. We had that video. But any close calls with ganks? Yes, RC, it's good to see you. What's up, Poe? We're watching a Nomad's Tale for EVE Online. Any close calls with ganking? My biggest close call actually was when I was moving my Orca out to Pochven. So first of all, I had to move it through Pochven space, and I had to move it through Highsec. The moment I got close to the Pochven Highsec connection, I watched local spike, and I was like, oh, so what do? I dock up my Orca in Highsec, in the area where there's a Pochven wormhole, and I come back 2 hours later. I don't want to do it right then because I know they're literally waiting for me. They're actually there waiting for me. I come back 2 hours later. I sign on to an alt that isn't those characters. I check local. It's very, very low. I go, all right. Sign on to my mains, Orca, tugboat, because that's how I use the tugboat alt to web the Orca to be able to make it insta warp. We have that guide out there. Check out the advanced freighter hauling video. Okay. Then I get into Pochven. I warp out as I see 10 ships land on the wormhole from various directions. And I was like, oh, they're coming for me. Orca's a big ship. I'm tanked, but if there's 10 ships, I can't out-tank that. Nobody's coming to help me once I'm inside Pochven. I land on the gate as I watch an interdictor land and bubble. I was already warping and already was there. If I had tried to get to Pochven with my Orca, when I saw local spike, they were ready for me. They would have bubbled the stuff. I would have died on the bubble. I would have lost that Orca, and I would have lost 2+ billion ISK in modules and stuff, etc. But instead, I let time be on my side. So I landed safe, and that Orca is still safe in Pochven. Safe in Pochven to this day.
So 99% of Highsec ganks can be avoided if you do your due diligence.
That's true.
And play by the normal set of rules when traveling safely. But it's better to be paranoid and overtank everything and practice micro cloaking even if there's nobody there.
He's right.
Because eventually someone's going to be there. I have personally had my freighter bumped off of a gate and ransomed. And
nasty.
Yeah, you play a little bit more paranoid then.
All it takes is one. Yowzer.
So this is quite tragic, actually.
Let's look at the tragic stuff on next video. In this one, you learned how to haul gas, how to avoid Highsec ganks, and how to hunt in wormhole space. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you are going to support Cloaked, and we're going to link this video, of course, in the description. Go like and sub to his channel. Make sure you go do it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want more of a Nomad's Tale reaction playlist, we're going to react to all of these. It's going to take us years, and we're going to be here for it. We're going to learn a ton. So that's this playlist right here if you missed the past episodes. And if you want the best EVE news and guides, sub right here. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much.